Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. My name is Isabel Tate and I am your host today. And with me we have
Ron Tate,
who is your
other
other
host.
host and
Yes.
my co-host.
Yes.
And I'm Ron's co-host. And I think we nailed the I. I
Yes, you
nailed the
nailed it
intro
this time.
this time. Like
We've
it's
um we've had a
way
bad
better.
bad run of intros lately.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
And do you know what's funny? I don't know if you listened to the podcast last week, but
no.
I did. And you know how we clinked the metals together and you could hear the metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't hear
Oh,
it. So it was,
that's weird.
I know. Clearly, the microphone didn't pick that one up. So anyway, I'm just not loving this bar in front of my face. There we
Oh,
go.
that's better.
That's better. Now it's in my lap. At least I don't have to look at this bar across my face on the YouTube
Hmm.
video bit. So yes, welcome back. Another week,
Week of training.
another injury.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Although
me,
this
not me.
this one was I wouldn't
Actually,
call
me
this an
too.
injury.
Well, firstly, so yeah,
Yeah.
what stopped you running wasn't an injury, but you have sort
No.
of had another injury. Anyway,
Yeah.
so update time. I don't know if people remembered, but last week we spoke that we were going to be doing a big run the next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
We're all excited. Ron created this race, 34 Ks with 2,100 meters of climbing.
Yeah. I was so looking forward to it.
And while he was finishing off, I got back from yoga and you
Hmm.
sort of started to get this bit of a
Yeah.
this annoying cough. You're like, oh, I've got a tickle in my throat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, no biggie.
Yeah. And I'm like, not the best. You woke up in the morning and you sounded like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it really, I felt
It
terrible.
was obviously in your vocal cord.
Yeah, and my throat was, you know, not was quite phlegmalicious,
And you
and
just
my
sounded
my
really, you
voice
had
was
to
really deep. Yeah,
dropped. Your voice
yeah.
dropped
I
overnight.
finally my balls dropped, and I reached puberty at 52. But yeah, my voice was not right, and I was just feeling terrible.
So I went out on
Yeah,
my merry
yeah.
lonesome.
And I was really spewing because it sounded like you had
I
so
had
much fun.
so much fun out there. I fucking hated every minute of that fucking run. And it wasn't really a run. There was precious little running. There was a lot of hiking, whinging, and bemoaning my existence because, of course, my knees hurt on that run on the downhills. My soul hurt on the uphills. And it was just shit. It was just like I had no energy. I was feeling crappy. Like I just feel really tired at the moment. And I think whatever you've had, I'm
Yeah,
battling.
yeah,
I'm staying on top of it, but that doesn't mean I'm feeling awesome. Um, and I just felt crap. And like I did contemplate ringing you a few times and like,
mm,
oh, we just did the podcast about listen to your body, but like I felt like I was getting into a habit of listening to my body, and my body is constantly saying,
don't
don't run,
just
just
stop.
stop, take up at something different. And it's like I felt that it was a good run to complete as a mental strength training run,
Mm,
as in, sometimes when you're in a race, you feel like shit. Your legs, I felt like the end of a mile,
yeah,
basically. My legs felt like shit. My eyes were burning. I was whinging and my knees hurt. So it was great practice for the end of a mile,
yeah, yeah.
right? And oh God, I was so glad to get home. And my legs were so like I had DOMS during the run. It was unbelievable. My legs were so sore during the run.
Yeah.
And I got back and I had to have a bath because my legs were so sore. I could be, like
Mm.
so sore. So I hopped in, I had
You
some
had
salts or whatever. Yeah.
Radox
Mineral.
salts or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Some sort of mineral salts for, whatever.
And we put so much in that as we were running the bath,
Because it
it
had
was
spearmint in it as well. We were getting,
making our eyes water.
it was like, oh my God. And then I had to hop in it. I'm like, oh, this is a little bit over the top. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it helped my legs. My legs felt fine after that. But oh my God,
Mm.
that was just the most horrendous run. And then the next day we went out and did busho, like we said. But once again, I was so rooted from the day before. It was more of a busho walk. We were
Yeah.
like, because busho, it's like there's like two lots of orienteering people, the really old and the quite young.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It
we're
does.
really the only ones in between.
Yeah.
We're not really old.
No, we're not.
No, not
No,
no. Some of
we don't fall into the really old
no,
category.
and we would go. It was more me. I'm sure you could have run, but I was going at the really old pace. I kept pretending to check my map so I could walk. It's like, oh, I don't want to run, and oh, I just,
Yeah.
oh my God, I wasn't
And
motivated.
as soon as the terrain got a little bit sketchy, we walked.
Yeah, oh, which
There
was
was
pretty
no,
much all the time.
yeah, no trying to run through the long stuff.
Yeah, we walked on the paths, but yeah, it was just like, oh, I
Yeah,
mean, ran on the paths. I don't
yeah.
know. See, I'm so confuddled. And what were we hurrying to get home for? Was it just me doing the looms?
Yeah, but because we were going up, we went to the pictures. We did,
The pictures.
yeah,
You
we went
sound
to the pictures.
like my father. We're going to the pictures, kiddies. The movies, Ron.
Oh, the movie. Sorry, we went to the pictures to see a movie.
Yeah. Into the movies to see a picture or a movie. Anyway, we went and
Yeah,
saw
we went and saw The Naked Gun.
really up Ron's alley.
Yeah,
Ron loves that. I mean, I liked it back in the day, the original, and this was good, but it's that stupid humor that when I was 16 I loved,
yeah.
but I've matured since then.
I thought it was hilarious, but not quite as hilarious as the guy was sitting behind us,
Oh my
who
God.
seemed to howl with laughter the whole movie.
And it was like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking, I was getting the twitch
Uh,
going on.
he thought it was very funny.
No, I can't believe his partner didn't bloody
No,
whack
I
him.
think he was the one that had what looked like his son with him.
Oh,
There was two people
I
directly
thought,
behind
no,
us,
yeah.
and
Oh,
that
I
was
thought the
a
people further back, that was a man and a woman.
the ones right at the back were a man and woman, but
Oh,
the
were
ones
there
behind,
four
yeah,
groups? I thought there was only three groups. It
no,
was a very, very empty cinema, people.
it was.
Oh, I mustn't have seen them come in. I thought it was the man and woman.
No, no, it was the man, and when I say a son, he was probably a teenager.
Uh-huh, yeah. So a
Yeah,
son is
yeah,
okay.
yeah, but not like a young kid. He was,
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
he was a
I
teenager.
assumed you meant a teenager because
Yeah.
God knows I'm hoping they wouldn't bring a little kid to that.
No, that's true. I don't know what the rating was, but there was some very suggestive stuff
Yes,
involved.
yes. But it was interesting because it was all very suggestive, but there was nothing
I, yeah,
explicit, but it
yeah,
was
that's right.
explicitly suggestive. Like it
Yes,
wasn't like, oh, little kids wouldn't get that. Little
no,
kids would get that. And very much in the vein of Naked Gun, which
yeah,
is fine, but yeah, I've kind of moved on from that. I mean, it was still funny, but you find that sort of stuff way more
I
funnier, which
do.
is why you had to watch um Happy Gilmore
Happy
2
Gilmore too
by
by
yourself
myself.
because
Yes,
I find Happy Gilmore 1 fucking
hilarious.
stupid.
Oh,
Stupid. I
yes.
found it stupid and I was like, no, there's
So
no way I'm
when
watching
that
that
out, I had to wait until I was,
until I went out for dinner with
yeah,
Nikki and then you got to
watched it.
watch it.
Yeah.
Because yeah, totally not me. No. Yeah, so we were hurrying because I had to do my looms for my athletes on the Sunday before we went to the movies.
Yeah,
And so then we raced home because the
because
bush show
it
was meant to
starts.
be 5.7K. And how long did we do?
I think we did 9.5 or something
Yeah,
like that.
we did nearly
Yeah,
10K.
yeah, nearly
That
10K.
was our awesome line.
And yeah, and
Well,
because
one of them we had a bit of trouble finding.
yeah, and we didn't start until about 10:30.
Yeah, oh no,
So
about quarter past, but yeah, probably about 10:30.
yeah, by the time yeah, we mucked about and
Yeah, and then we had to get home. It was a half an hour drive. Then
mm,
we had to eat something, and then I had to do looms for a couple of hours, and then get ready to go to the movies. So it was a bit
yeah,
stressful. And then we went out for dinner.
we went Greek.
That's right. I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
Literally, my brain is like mush at the moment. It was really yummy.
it
It's
was.
a
Yeah,
new Greek restaurant near where we live, and the lady was lovely, and she
yeah,
had this special on. Um, and it was $45 each, and it was like a little banquet, and it was
yeah, yeah.
really yummy food. And you got a glass of wine, and you got a beer.
I got a bit, yeah,
Um,
and but it was
really nice food.
really nice food, bit
Yeah,
of everything.
yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah,
I didn't like dolmades, so she said we could have that other stuff. I don't know how to say it. Something Tina. I don't know. The pastry with the spinach in it and
yeah,
cheese.
yeah.
I don't know how to say that. I know it, but I'd forgotten it.
Mm,
And that was really yummy, way better than dolmades. I don't like them. Um, and yeah, it was
yeah,
really yummy. It was good food,
it
and we were
was.
full. I couldn't finish. but we still managed to come home and
I
have an ice cream.
yeah,
Mind you, I nearly exploded. I felt quite sick after the ice cream
I was really full after dinner, but
because Ron had to finish all the food
because
because
I
I couldn't
yeah,
eat.
and but as I always say, we've got a separate stomach for
Yes, we
dessert.
do.
So
Don't I used to as a kid, I had a separate stomach for dessert. Nowadays, I just don't seem to.
so no matter how full I get, I can still have room for ice cream.
Yeah, no, I actually almost didn't enjoy the ice cream because I was just forcing myself. This is my treat night. I'm going to frickin' eat this if it kills me.
Because you've got enough. If you don't have it, then you've got a
Yeah,
whole
when
other
am I
week.
going to have
Yeah,
an ice cream? Yeah. And like I said, I've just kind of gone off sweet stuff,
yeah.
which for me as a kid, I was addicted, like beyond addicted, like so addicted to sweet stuff. And now I'm like, meh, whatevs. Like that salt and pepper calamari was way better than the
Oh,
ice cream, just saying.
that was
Oh,
amazing.
it was so good, wasn't
It
it?
was.
Yeah,
I could have eaten
just that.
just that.
And you're not normally a seafood lover.
No, no, but
Mm.
I that was yeah, that was delicious.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And anyways,
Almost as good as a saganaki.
yes, yeah, we do love a bit of
Yeah,
saganaki. Yeah, yeah, that's always good.
yeah.
Hard to muck up saganaki,
Mm.
so that's good. So yes, that was a good little Greek restaurant, and looked like she was doing a decent enough
Yeah,
trade.
yeah. I
So
mean, when we
the,
left,
the chef was Indian though.
I know she looked like she was
She
probably
was
Greek,
definitely Greek. She was
but
definitely Greek,
yeah,
but the chef was
the chef was
Indian.
definitely Indian.
That was so funny. But she'd obviously taught him well, and
Yeah,
when with her Greek going, no, this isn't Greek enough. Make this Greeker,
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I mean, of course, there's no reason why an Indian can't cook Greek food. Like, I used to
yeah,
cook Indian food.
yeah.
Don't know whether what an Indian would say to the Indian food I cooked. They might go,
I
you can
mean,
tell you got this from Women's Weekly, the
yeah,
Indian
this is
magazine.
the English Indian
Yeah.
food.
But yeah, I mean, I used to cook proper Indian, but yeah,
Yeah,
no reason why an Indian can't cook Greek, but it was
yeah.
just quite amusing.
Yes, it was.
It was amusing. But yes, and then you just get back into the week,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I taught for 2 days, so I was
Hmm.
teaching for 2 days. I refereed a game of netball,
Oh,
and you'll be glad to hear.
okay.
I was shit at it, but I did it.
Did you know any of the rules?
No, they were
No.
teaching me as we went. Miss, they're only like 3 feet. And I'm like, how far 3 feet? Miss, he travelled. And I blow the whistle, travel. And then occasionally I just forget my hand will just squeeze the whistle. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
It's just blowing the whistle. Because I'm a faffer, I fidget,
Yeah.
I'm like, I like squeezing those whistles. They're fun. And then and what else? Oh yeah, so and then I ended up cancelling the game because the boys started doing speckies and tackling each other. They
As
do.
they do.
You know.
Became one of those netball
Oh
games.
yeah, it did. And she had warned me in the notes, the teacher saying, oh, sometimes the boys get a little bit funny and start doing footy moves. So she was right.
Especially when they drop punt the ball
Ah,
for
look,
the net.
yeah, seriously. And yeah, they do sometimes kick the ball. So yeah, anyway, and then also I had done footy. When I say I'd done footy, I helped supervise, which meant I did nothing. Footy in the morning, and I think because there was three of us, three teachers, because it's like this group of boys that do footy, and it's a whole lot of them. So for teacher child ratio, we have to
Yeah.
have three teachers,
Right.
even if one of them's useless, and that's me. I'm talking about. And the lead teacher, because the other one was a CRT too, he could tell I was useless clearly, and he told me to look after the boys who were out of uniform, who were at the childcare centre. I've
Yeah.
told you about this, but
Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
I'd share it anyway.
Yeah.
And the childcare centre was the some of the kids in health in year 11 and 12 have been given a baby, and it's like a real fair dinkum baby, and they've got them in this tub. And these schoolboys schooled me because I was like, oh, it's a baby. And I said, because, the ones out of uniform had to look after babies. If they cried, they had to feed them because if they don't get fed or soothed or whatever, the kid whose baby it is loses points.
Mhm.
And I grabbed one of the babies by the hand and started lifting it up, and the head started going back, and the kid's like, stop! You're going to break its neck, its head. It can't hold its head up. I'm like, what? I mean, do you think I would know? So I nearly killed the baby, and they're like, if you kill the baby, if you break its neck, they fail. I'm like, oh.
Oh.
So I nearly killed the
Really
baby.
killed the
So these
baby.
kids were telling, no, and when you hold a baby, you've got to hold its head like that. Like I'm
Like
stupid and
oh,
I don't
that's
know.
right.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like,
that.
but that's why I'm so scared of babies, you know. Anyway, and then I had some year 12s for a practice sack, and this one boy never got to even start his sack because every time he sat down, the baby would start crying and he'd have to get up and walk out. And one time he was gone for like 15 minutes because sometimes if the baby doesn't soothe, you know, he's got to feed it, he's got to change its nappy, then he's got to soothe it. If it just keeps
Mm.
crying, he's got to try everything. And then he'd come back in, he'd sit down, get his pencil out, and then the baby would start crying. And everyone, you know, it was meant to be a silent sack, but everyone was laughing, including me. It was quite hilarious. So, but such a good educational
Yeah.
tool. Like, seriously, I wish we'd had something like that when I was a teenager. Not because I got pregnant young, but because just so you have some sort of idea, you
A bit of
know.
work involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the boys were telling me that, you know, some kids had said that was a cried 3 or 4 times during the night. Like, you know, I think that's a
Mm.
great education for teenagers.
Yeah.
Because that's, you know, and I said that to the boys, you know, they don't do sleep deprivation as a torture method for nothing, you know.
That's right.
So, you know, it's horrible losing sleep and it's a really good educational tool. And they were telling me these babies are about 3 grand each for the school to
Oh,
buy.
gee.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
even more reason not to kill the baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, that was really interesting at
Mm.
school. And so yes, and I refed netball and you know, I'm all over it. I'm like a
Yeah,
real
that's right.
PE
You
teacher.
are. You are. That's right. You could almost do it full time.
Ugh, yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, if I did, it probably would be less difficult because I'd have relationships with the
yeah.
kids and be able to know how to work with certain kids rather than them just going, oh, she's a relief teacher. And, you know, and you have
Let's
no relationship with
yeah.
them, you know, because, you know, the kid will go to me, do you remember me, miss? Do you remember me? I had you last year. And I'm like, nah, I
No,
get so many kids I don't remember. They remember me, but I don't
yeah.
remember them.
Yeah.
And then they get all offended and, you know,
Yeah. But I mean, anyone, surely remembers back in the day when they were at high school and
all the shit we would
when
give.
you found out you had the emergency or
Yes,
the
like, yes.
we called an emergency teacher,
Yes, that's right.
you knew, you knew it was going to be a fun day.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I remember the boys going, we had this one, I think this one Asian emergency teacher, like she was this young and, you know, she was, because she was, you know, Asian, she was quite quiet. I'm not saying all Asians like that, but
Mm.
certainly back in the 80s, a bit more. And did that sound really racist? Probably did, didn't it?
Well,
I don't know.
you weren't being derogatory.
No,
You were
no.
generalizing though.
Yeah, generalizing. But you know, she was very timid and shy and quiet. And the boy's main goal in life, whenever we had her as an emergency teacher, was to make her cry, which happened every time we had her. And I used to sit up there feeling so sorry for her, but by the same token, doing nothing to stop them,
No, well,
you know.
the last thing you want to do is stick your own head out.
Yeah, that's right, above the parapet,
Yeah.
get it shot off. So, you know, but still, I always used to, and the reason I remember is because I feel so guilty still to this day. She's probably, you know, like I'm in my 50s, she's
Yeah.
probably in her 70s. She probably thinks back that she maybe gave up teaching. Who
Yeah.
knows? Oh, that poor
Uh,
woman, she must have seen our class and gone on. I mean, I wonder what the other classes were
yeah,
like.
that's right. You don't know
But
you're
I certainly go, oh, far right, when I see certain classes, like, oh, but I would never cry. Like,
That's the
on the
same.
inside,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's right. Yeah. You cry and die a little bit on the
Yeah,
inside, but
yeah. So,
never let them see it.
no, that's right, you know. So
Yeah.
anyway, yes. Anyway, what we're actually talking about is would you believe we'll bring up Sandra again. I think Sandra, we'll have to actually get her on the pod one day.
Yeah.
She messaged me with this idea for a podcast, staying safe when you're out there running, staying safe on the road and trails. We're going to talk as well. So we're not just talking about safety in regards to other people, but just safety in
In
general
general,
as well.
whether it's traffic or
Yeah,
other
I've actually got a
pedestrians.
story from this morning, would you
Oh,
believe?
okay.
Yeah, it was very timely.
Yeah.
I'm running along Scoresby Road, and you know, I left at about 6:45. So because I didn't want to wear her torch, so it was still dim, but the light was coming up.
Mhm.
And by the time I got to Scoresby Road, it was still a little bit dark, but not really. And this guy, I'm running sort of down the hill, and he runs across the road and comes onto the bike pathy part of where I am. And and then he starts walking, and my spidey senses were tingling, and I was, watching him. I was alert and aware, and trying to figure out what he was doing because I could see him turning around and looking at me. And I've got my headphones on with podcasts, but it's bone conduction ones, and but I'm also deaf in one ear, so fucking
Yeah.
useless anyway. Um, and then he started talking to me, and so I could tell he was talking because his mouth was moving. I couldn't hear it. And he was looking at me. And before he even started talking to me, I knew he was going to talk to me. Like I just knew.
Yeah.
And so I stopped and quickly stopped my watch. And
Of course. First thing
because
you do.
God forbid I should mess up that heinously slow pace I was running at because I was just feeling tired again. And I turned off my headphones and he was like, oh, I don't mean to interrupt you, but or something. I don't want to hold you up, but I've just been beaten up, and he was kind of slurring his words, and I don't want to get the cops involved, but and I'm like, oh fucking hell, here we go. And I'm thinking, if something happened, there's heaps of traffic, I'll be
Yeah.
right. But at the end of the day, that doesn't
Necessarily
people
matter.
people
Yeah.
just people couldn't give a shit anymore
Yeah.
these days, like seriously. They would have just kept driving. Like honestly, I reckon, I remember one time on my bike when I was riding in the city back when I used to ride a road bike, I slipped in tram tracks
Yeah.
and crashed on the ground in front of all these cars, and everyone just sat while I got myself up bleeding and everything, and nobody gave a shit. No one hopped over the car, are you okay? Nothing.
Mhm.
They just waited till I scraped my corpse off the road and
And got out of their way.
got out of the way. The only people that helped me that time were two homeless men that came up and helped me, and they were drunk, let me assure you. But but they were so lovely, which just goes to show. But anyway,
Mm.
back to this story.
Yeah.
And like he's kind of slurring his words, and I'm thinking, you don't look like you've been beat up. Like
Yeah.
he looked fine. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they used a phone book. No police tactic.
Hello to 1980s police.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Um, so and he's like, I just I just want to know where's Burwood Highway, and I'm like, it's that way, and I just yeah, and he's like, oh, and he kept trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, yep, and it's that way, and then so I just ran off.
Yeah.
But it's like, it was fine, nothing happened. But who knows? Like
Yeah.
I knew, and that's it. You got to be alert. Like I, in general, feel really safe, and I, in general, don't worry about safety per se. But you have to be alert, and you have to like I knew. You have to be listening to your body, like you can't, or listening to your surroundings and observing your surroundings. Like if I'd just been off in my head listening to the podcast, I mean, I
Mm.
listen to the podcast, but I also don't. That's why I don't listen to Audible books on the run because a podcast I can focus on other things. It doesn't matter if I
Yeah.
miss a bit. A book I don't want to miss,
Yeah.
right? And so I mean, I don't even know what podcast I was listening to at that times because I probably stopped listening. I was just focusing on him.
Hmm.
And you've got to be, I was getting ready for something. I knew something
Yeah.
was going to happen and it did, and it was okay, and I was safe, but he was a bit creepy and he was speaking slurred, so he was obviously under the influence of something.
Something. Yeah. Yep.
And it was, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Whether or not he got beaten up, I have no clue. I felt like I was like unsure. Should I say to him, or do you want some help? But then I thought,
You
he
didn't
was
want to
fine.
get too close to him.
No, I didn't want to. I
Yeah.
didn't want him to use my phone and or me give him his,
Yeah.
and he was fine. He ran across the road for God's sakes,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so I felt like he was trying to get me
Yeah.
into,
Yeah.
communication with him and start. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. So you need to be aware of what's happening around you and pay attention. And like I said, I always feel safe, and I've never felt well, I used to feel unsafe, but anyway, we'll get into that more. So but it happens,
Yeah.
things happen, and it was fine, it was absolutely fine, but things happen, and that's how it can start, someone just asking you for help,
Hmm.
and then that you slow down to help them, and then before you know it, something bad's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
And don't expect those people in the cars to stop and help you. And don't expect that because you scream that anyone's going to come running out of the house to you. Because
Yeah.
most people go, oh, scream, and just
Yeah.
ignore it,
Yeah.
right? Don't expect anything, okay, from anybody. Sadly, that's the world we live in these days.
Hmm.
Like I reckon if something had started happening, I'd have been very lucky if anyone in their car had stopped.
Yeah.
Like I reckon chances are nobody would have given a shit. They'd have
Yeah.
gone, oh, what's happening there? And just
Yeah.
kept
Yeah.
driving if they'd even seen it, you know? So we're not talking about being scared, but about being prepared. And that hasn't put me
Yeah.
off. Like I kept running and I felt fine and I was okay. And I didn't feel scared. And I think you don't want to feel scared because I think those kind of people, they're like dogs, you know, they can smell the fear.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
They
Yep.
can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But you know, you've got to hold yourself confidently, and we'll get into that. And
Mhm.
and not if you're running scared all the time and oh my God, I'm so terrified of something happening to you, something will happen to you. It's like
Yeah.
the law of attraction kind of
Yeah.
stuff, you know, something will happen. But so
Mm.
far nothing has.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's scroll down. First of all, road running safety. Okay, so you know, we're not very good at this. Reflective gear.
Yeah. No.
No, headlamp. I do wear, you know, normally I wear a head torch with the flashing red light at the back.
Yeah.
And I know you've switched off your flashing red light, but I leave it on because I do run early mornings in the dark.
Yeah.
And I like that people can see me from behind,
Mhm.
right?
I only ever wear my head torch during a race of some kind. I
Yeah,
never,
that's right.
because I don't run in the dark
No, you don't.
as a
It's a
training
rule.
run.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I do that for that reason. If you are going to run on the road, I mean, in general, if there's traffic on the roads, you know, I run on the footpath, like I
Yeah.
was running on the footpath. But if you are like on the back streets, I'll run on the road. But then you always run facing the traffic.
It's the same as, if you're walking down a country road, you walk towards the traffic so you can see the cars coming. They're not rushing up behind you and giving
Yes.
you a fright.
Yeah, that's right. And I always say I want to look them in the eye before they kill
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So they know that I know that they know that I know.
Yeah.
Right? You know, because if you're facing them, they can see that you're a human. Like I know if your back is to them, they know you're a human. I know. But your face is what makes you human. And
Yeah.
when they see your face, they're less likely to do something,
Yeah.
right? Lower your music volume or use one earbud. That's what I used to use, but then I was deaf in the other ear, so it made no difference. But that's why one of the reasons I like the bone conduction headlight
Yeah.
and that headlights,
Head,
fuck.
phones.
Thank you.
We'll get there eventually.
Uh, um,
And yeah, and also, think about where you're going to run.
mm,
You might have your favorite route, but if it's, not safe in the dark, then
you know, if
really,
it's
really
heaps of
think about it.
traffic, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically assume drivers don't see you at crossings.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I'm a big believer in everyone should stop for me.
That's
I
right.
just run across putting my hand up like a traffic warden.
Yeah.
Stop. But yes, you know, if anyone's coming worse off of that, then it's definitely going to be me.
Yeah. And you know, every now and then a driver, like when I was out running the other day, I was running along a road. It was on a bend, and there were some kids on the other side of the road that were waiting to cross. They were just waiting on the side of the road. They weren't looking like they were going to cross. They were happy, just
Yeah,
happy to
yeah.
wait. And a driver saw them and stopped. There wasn't a crossing or anything like
Yeah,
that. They were
yeah,
just
yeah.
on a bend, and which is all not good and well, except that it was wet, and three cars nearly ran up his backside because he stopped randomly in the middle of the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
He
know,
was trying to do the right thing. He was
because
doing the Canadian thing. That's what
yes,
happens in Canada.
and yes, and yeah, it nearly caused a major accident.
Yeah, yeah, good point, good point. I was
So
thinking more it's on a bend and they might start across, but then traffic coming from the other
yeah,
direction might not see them. That's what I was worried
no,
about.
no, this guy stopped, but it was so random a place to stop that no
Mm.
one else expected him to stop, and it was wet, so he was
Mm.
just extremely lucky that no one, ran up his backside.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
it,
right. Yes.
you want to think about that too. Don't insist that cars stop if it's unsafe for the cars to stop,
Yeah, that's
because
true.
if there's an accident, there's nothing, no reason why they won't take you out as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean,
So
you know, if the cars are swerving to stop, not hit that car, they
yeah,
might make the footpath.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm a big believer in, if something happens as a runner versus a car, I'm always going to come off
Yeah.
worse. So I'm more than happy to let the car go
But I
because
just want to see how well I can roll across
yeah,
the bonnet
yeah, no,
and look them in the eye when
yeah.
I'm rolling.
Make sure you look them in the eye when you've got your face pressed up against their
It's true.
windscreen.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah,
and
so
I'm leaving a forehead-shaped mark in the windscreen. Yes, so that's just road running safety
yeah,
general. We're not talking about
yeah,
people, we're talking about cars here. So,
yeah.
just try to use your safe routes. To be fair, I don't do. I do. I try if I'm going to run on the road, I only run on back streets,
Hmm.
and even then, I'm paying attention. Like I have
Yeah.
a podcast is not loud. I can hear traffic,
Hmm.
and yeah, and yeah, have your lights and reflective gear if you've got it. I mean, the gear I've got has little reflective spots all over it.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't wear specific reflective stuff, but
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, trail running safety. Like if you're out on the trails on your own, which I've done a lot of in the dark and during the day, and I know some women are scared about going out on the trails on their own. And but to be honest, but at the moment we're talking about okay, we'll talk about that later about going out on the trails on your
Mm.
own in regards to people. This
Yeah.
is more about isolation, uneven ground, weather,
Yeah.
wildlife.
Something going wrong with you and
Mm, yeah,
personally rather than
yeah.
something being caused by someone else.
Like and when we're talking wildlife in Australia in general, the wildlife's not too bad.
No.
To be honest though, I had an incident today with wildlife. Lucky I've got a nice high bun because something swooped
Oh,
me.
did
It
it?
came down and I felt something on the top of. I just looked because there were these guys doing some gardening there, and I just looked at them, and then I looked straight ahead, and then something hit me on the top of the thing, and I'm like, "What the fuck were those guys?"
Did they throw something at me?
Yeah. And then I realized, and then I saw the arse end of the magpie, and I'm like, "You little."
Yeah.
I did say a few expletives. Those gardeners were probably like,
What the
Jesus
hell?
Christ. We didn't know there was a wharfie right
Yeah.
here. We didn't know
Yeah.
the sailor from the high seas was here. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I did yell at it, and the magpie was appropriately chastised and
I'm
promised
sure,
never to do it
sure
again.
it was. And it'll keep an eye out for you now and know that you're
Yes,
not the
no,
one to be swooped.
nah. So anyway, so yes, that's really the only. I mean, you got to be careful of snakes in Australia, and
Yeah.
that's something. But basically, tell someone your route and your
Yeah.
ETA. Like when I was in Canada last year, I went out for a run on my own, and because it was summer, it's bear season.
Mm.
And my friend Lourdes did say the area I was going into was a bit bearalicious, as she likes to call it. I had my bear spray, but it also it had no mobile reception. So
Yeah.
safety first, Isabel. But I did tell my daughter where I was going and that if I wasn't home by a certain time, could she please,
Call the bear catchers.
yeah, even, well, maybe the bone picker uppers, because that's all that would be left by then. Anyway, so I did that and and I called out, "Hey bear,"
Yeah.
while I was out and about and did all the right things, and I was fine. And once again, didn't see a goddamn bear. I've spent so much time in Canada and never seen a bear, and I'm
Mm.
so pissed off. But that's a kind of in country with bears or
Coyote,
cougars,
coyotes. We
coyotes are
saw
not as
coyote when we were,
coyotes are generally
they're
okay.
quite skittish, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. No, it's the cougars that
Yeah.
that they hunt you,
Yeah.
right?
Stalk you.
Stalk you, that's the
Yeah.
word. So you got to be careful of cougars. I mean, I'm more scared of a cougar than a bear, personally,
Yeah.
because the first time you'll see the cougar is when it's ripping your throat
Yeah.
out.
Yes. And you'll see the paw come across your
Yeah,
face when it
that's
takes
right.
you down from behind.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas with the bear, in general, you've got a bit of time to plan, think, and you've got bear
Panic.
spray, and you can, accidentally spray yourself in the face with it if the mood
Or,
strikes.
or tell the bear to hang on a minute, I can't get my bear spray out.
I'm
Just hang.
shaking. I'm really scared. Oh.
Yeah.
But I did hear about an incident with that where this mum and son, when I was living in Canada, this mum and son went out and a bear came up to them and she was getting the bear spray out and obviously doing that and it bit into the bear spray, which then
Oh.
sprayed all over the bear and that got rid of the bear. So,
Oh.
that worked,
Any
whatever
way you can
works.
make them work, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
that's it. So, but also when you're going out on a trail run, pack your essentials, hydration, have some water, fuel, jacket, ID. I used to wear for on the roads too, an ID bracelet. Back in
Mhm.
the day when I used to be a little bit more nervous about things, now I just don't give a shit. I think
Yeah.
now that I'm older, I'm like, man, I've lasted this long. Yeah. And
Yeah.
who's gonna want some old decrepit 50-year-old woman? So, a whistle.
Yeah.
Use that awesome whistle that's on your pack.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm in
Hopefully,
danger.
Hopefully someone will be walking within a meter of you and be able to hear it.
meter, 20 centimeters. Um, your phone. But of course, like when I was in Canada, there was
Mm.
no reception where I
Yeah.
was, so my phone was useless.
And obviously if you're in Australia, a snake
Snake
bandage.
bandage. And if you're in Canada or North America, bear spray
Yeah.
in the appropriate months.
Yeah.
But yeah, snake bandage. I generally, when I go out, I just always have in my pack
Mm.
a snake bandage and a space blanket.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if you get bitten by a snake as well, you could go into shock, which is where the space blanket
Yeah.
comes in handy. So, even though it's summer, if you get bitten by a snake, generally, the space blanket will still come in handy,
Yeah.
right? Space blankets can come in handy if you roll an ankle in the middle
Yeah.
of summer, and you still might need it if you go into shock, or break an
Mhm.
ankle or something.
Yeah.
Um, Research the trail conditions before heading out. Basically, look at the weather. We've got a great example when we did lots of
Uh,
research that
we
time we were up at
we
Hotham.
went to Mount Hotham we were recceing for one of your
Yeah,
FKTs,
yeah,
the first
our
one, I
first
think.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we went to Mount Hotham, and I think the weather
we
was,
looked at the weather. We've
yeah, the
gone, oh,
weather
yet
was all
again.
right. And was predicted to be all right.
Yeah,
So we did have rain jackets,
but we were wearing singlet and shorts, kind
singlet
of
and
thing.
shorts, which when we started was
No,
okay.
no, it was shit. It was foggy. It was white out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was a white out. We started, it
we
was
actually
freezing,
started.
white out, wind blowing, freezing our
Yeah,
asses off. We're like,
it,
oh, once we get down low, we'll
yeah,
be all right.
yeah. It was.
We were so unprepared.
Yeah,
Like the rain jacket, yeah, it was great, but we'd driven all that way. There was no way
yeah,
we
that's
weren't
right.
going to run.
Yeah,
It was just ridiculous. And
yeah,
that was from now on, we're so much better prepared
yeah,
because that was actually stupid. And I
yeah,
don't recommend it to anyone. It was very irresponsible.
yeah.
But basically, also stay away, be careful. Like when I'm out running trails on my own, I'm a little bit more careful than when I'm with Ron, for
Mm,
instance, because if something happens, who's going to piggyback me
yeah,
out,
that's right.
right?
Who's going to carry you to safety?
That's right. Probably not you either.
Probably not me. Yeah,
Um,
but I can at least get in contact with someone who
that's
can.
right. Yes, that's right. Group runs for safety if you're really concerned and connection, but just be weather and wildlife aware. Okay,
Yeah.
just be aware. Just, when I used to run in Canada, and I often did in the summer on my own, I would be always yelling out for bears and would be looking out for them. All right. Never
Mm,
saw one. Not
next
that
one.
I'm very pissed off, but yeah. All right. No, safe.
Bitter about that at
Not
all,
at
eh?
all. Not
No.
at all.
Oh.
Safety around other people on the roads, footpaths, and trails. All right. So this is where we're talking about people. The people are
Yeah.
actually worse than the
Yeah, that's
bear.
right. Yeah. You might
Okay.
you might never encounter a bear, but you encounter
Yeah.
people all the
Yeah.
time.
To be fair, I never have. I've never encountered anyone dangerous. And when I first started running, I used to run because I had little kids. I used to run once my husband at the time, got home from work, which would be like at 7 o'clock at night. And I'd go down and I would run on the, footpaths and I was scared. Like I was scared of people. And
Mm.
at night, to be fair, I think mornings are safer because all the nefarious people are normally off their
Yeah.
minds and
Yeah.
unconscious. So I used to run because that was back before keyless entries.
Hmm.
I used to run with a normal, like a car key between my fingers with
Yeah.
the key sticking out. So if someone did anything, I could stab them.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have worked, but it
No.
made me feel safer.
It would give them an awful ouchie though.
And they'd go, oh, ow, she hurt me. Yeah, so I mean, it was pretty
Yeah.
whatever. But anyway, I felt safer.
Hmm.
And then eventually I just ended up forgetting about all that. But also I felt much safer running in the mornings. And I would also run with a few guys from Knox Road Runners of an evening too, sometimes,
Yeah.
for safety as well. But, basically awareness, stay alert to people approaching from behind or ahead. Like I was alert to that guy. And this is also part of listening to your body. Like
Hmm.
you should be able to sense if someone's behind you.
Yeah.
You should be able to sense. So you've got to not be zoned out with your headphones.
I've had a couple of instances where I would be running along and I would run up behind and past a woman on an
Yeah.
urban trail.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Um, and
She would get a fright.
yeah, she would get a huge fright. And I'm huffing and puffing and running along,
And you
certainly not,
stomp your feet
yeah,
when you run.
certainly not trying to be quiet,
No.
and I still give them a fright,
Yeah.
and I'm going, well, what if I was
Yeah.
out to cause trouble and
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Are they wearing like those big fat headphones or,
I can't. I know they were wearing headphones, but I can't
but
remember
not
what
bone
sort of ones.
conduction ones?
No, 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 no,
Fine.
no, no.
I think all women should wear bone conduction or only have one headphone in. They should definitely not be wearing those over the ear noise
Yeah,
cancelling bullshit head. No. I mean, even men shouldn't because people attack men too, to be
yeah,
fair. Right? I think everyone, if you're running, you should be wearing those big headphones in the gym, fine.
mm,
You're antisocial, but fine. At home, whatever, you do you. But when you're out and about, you should be wearing bone conduction, not just because of people, traffic,
yeah,
everything. Like
yeah,
it's just ridiculous. It is so unsafe otherwise.
mm,
So yeah, you shouldn't be getting a fright when someone approaches from behind.
yeah,
Like I can always hear, like although I'm deaf in one ear, I can hear. And also I just sense. I
mm,
can sense people.
yeah.
She should have been able to at least sense that you were there.
I mean, one of them was I was running on a busy track too. Like there was
Yeah.
other people around, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, when I ran past her, she freaked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. To be fair, it does sometimes happen to me, but I'm not normally zoned out on my headphones. I'm
Yeah,
normally zoned out thinking or
yeah,
half asleep in the mornings.
yeah.
But yeah,
But another time I was running along the Bayside Trail, so it's not many people around. It's
yeah,
quite bushy on either side.
yeah.
So
So dodgy.
yeah, so there's no one else can see what's going
Yeah.
on the trail, and she just about jumped into the bushes when I ran past.
Yeah.
So she if someone was actually there to looking for trouble, she had no hope.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
it's you've just got to be aware of your surroundings.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree 100%. So, just stay alert. You can have headphones, but just still stay alert. It's like a dog sleeping with one ear cocked.
Yeah,
It's that kind of thing. You got to have that one ear.
yeah,
You've also got to be confident in your body language. Like I was saying, they can smell the fear.
mm.
Like, don't think fearful thoughts. Also, run tall, look away. I mean, run tall, it's better for your running anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
But don't give the appearance of being distracted either.
Hmm.
Okay, like don't stop and faff with your phone and that sort of stuff. Although to be fair, I do that. Um, but I step off the trail and I look around first and then I'll look at
Yeah,
my phone.
yeah,
But run tall, run confident, run strong. And if it helps, go and do some, oh my God, I've forgotten the word.
self-defense.
Yeah,
Mm.
self-defense classes so you feel more confident.
Yeah,
And
and look,
then you can run with the confidence knowing that if something happens, you can,
yeah,
hand to the throat. I don't know how you do it.
whatever it is.
Hiya!
But also make eye contact with
Yes,
people,
yeah.
because
Once again,
once
then you
again,
become a human being.
most of the people that prey on other people are looking for someone that's weaker than them.
Yes.
And if you make eye contact and look, like you say, run tall and
Yeah.
be confident, more often than not, I'm assuming that
Yeah.
they're not the type of people that these people are looking to prey
That's
on.
right. Yes, they're definitely not looking for that. Because
Yeah,
also, if you're looking right at them, they know you've seen them
yeah,
and
that's
you know
right.
what they look like in a police
So
lineup.
yeah, that's it. So make eye contact. Don't look like you're the sort of
Yeah.
person
Don't
that.
look like a victim,
Yeah, that's it.
you
Yeah.
know?
Mm.
Trust your instincts. If a personal situation feels wrong, change direction, cross the street, or head for a more public place. I remember one time, once again in Canada, I was doing my early morning run along by the river, that bike path that was along there.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
And I just got this, and I was doing hill sprints up this little hill, and it was really secluded. Um, but it was urban, but it was secluded, like
Mm.
that bushy stuff that you were
Yeah.
talking about. And I just had this really bad gut feeling. I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden I was terrified. And normally, never ever, I was always normally fine. But I went, I'm not terrified for no reason. Like I trust my instincts, and I left there straight away, and I sprinted. I was that terrified. I sprinted. I don't know what was
Mm.
going to happen. I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't see anybody. Just my gut went, get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here and
Yeah.
get out now. And I sprinted off and went and did it on a more open road, which wasn't as good a hill, but I didn't care,
Yeah.
right? Because my instinct said, get the hell out of there. And I listened.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, I don't know what it was that my instinct saw, but I trust my instincts. And even if it was wrong, which I don't think so, because I'd never felt that before, and I'd run there heaps of times
Yeah.
in the dark. If you run, try to run in company if you're running in the dark. But essentially, I don't want women to feel that, oh, if I can't run in company, I can't run.
Yeah.
Like, I also feel to a certain extent, we can't let those people have power over us. and ruin our lives. And that's why I just go, no, fuck it. I'm running the bush and I'm running in the dark and I literally don't feel unsafe. Like I feel completely fine. I run in the pitch black and I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm not telling other women that they should feel this way. That's just the way I am. And like I literally have no problem and I've never felt unsafe. And I run in Bayswater and Boronia, two areas that are well known for not being the most lustrous
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Few
Yeah.
echet,
Yeah.
and
Some
there's like,
not
drug rehabilitation
yeah,
chemists
there's
around.
some there's some, well, I don't know if they're homeless, obviously. I don't follow them. But there's some
Where are you going?
yeah, yeah, but there are some people who look like they live on the streets who are not clearly not mentally stable.
And I would say not mentally stable because they're probably under the influence of
Yeah.
drugs of some description. And
Uh,
I see cans around with plastic bags from chroming, and you
yeah.
see, you know, I mean, the
I
area we live in is not terrible, but it's like any area. There's
yeah.
elements around train stations and that sort of
That's
stuff.
right. I mean, I was the other day I saw three situations where there were um people not acting like they were mentally
That's
balanced.
right. Yeah, there was some guy yelling
There
and
was
just,
there was a guy just on the side of the. Well, it was actually in a shopping center. I was going to the supermarket, but he was standing there by himself, ranting and raving and
yeah. So clearly
gesticulating.
hallucinating to
Yes,
us of,
yeah,
and he wasn't causing problems to anybody, but you just don't know if you say or do or look at him the wrong
yeah,
way,
that's right.
you just don't know. And
Yeah,
sometimes those
and
drugs give them extra strength
he was a
too.
big guy. Like he was a big guy. He was probably 6'4",
Oh, Jesus.
and solid.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
if he decided that he was going to take someone down for whatever reason
he
in
was
his
probably going to
mind
do it.
seemed,
Yeah.
yeah, he was going to do it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he could have done it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being a 6 foot male, I don't really feel too intimidated,
Yeah.
especially when I'm running.
Yeah.
But I mean, if this guy had flipped out completely,
Yeah.
he would have taken me
But
out.
when that happens, you just go to the other side of the
Yeah,
road,
yeah,
like seriously, or go to another, just turn around. Who gives a shit? Just
yeah,
turn right around and get the hell out of there.
yeah,
Okay. So, and in that way, stick to areas with regular foot traffic at vulnerable times, but once again, don't expect help from people, not in this world now. And
mm,
I hate having to say that. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in now. And even sometimes men won't help,
yeah,
you know, um, basically because they've been, you see all the stuff on social media picking on men, toxic masculinity or whatever, and no men are too scared to help.
yeah,
So, like, don't expect help from anybody. Nobody wants to get involved. Oh, what if something happens to them? Because often the people I've read about people who've helped someone and they end up getting
yeah,
charged.
yeah,
Like it's a fucked up, crazy world we live in. And so don't expect help. That's why I think, if you're really concerned, you should take self-defense classes. And there are actually some that I want to go to locally, but they were on a Monday night and I couldn't go because I'm going away. And so,
mm,
yeah, it was just too hard. So, but I want to do it next time.
yeah.
Have a whistle with you, like a proper whistle. A personal alarm. I used to actually carry a personal alarm too. You wouldn't know how paranoid I used to be, Ron. I had my personal alarm and it was, oh my God, it was ear shattering. I never used it except
Yeah.
when I accidentally pressed it. And literally nobody would come running out of their homes. I'd be like, oh fuck, I don't turn this shit off.
Everyone was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, turn that alarm off. But learn some self-defense basics
Mm.
and not just going ha ha.
No, no, not just the crane from the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
That's not going to fool anyone.
no. Um, Use a tracking app, if so, someone can see, say have someone to check in with when you get home,
Yeah,
those sorts of things.
yeah,
And be the person that someone else can use you for checking
yeah.
in, help other people.
Mm, mm,
Carry your ID. That's why I used to have an ID wristband thingy, but now I just carry my license. I pop it
yeah,
in my phone and I carry that. So I've
yeah.
got that with me. I remember when I was teaching primary school because I'd have it in the back of my clear case and the kids would go, "Oh, why have you got your phone in your license in your phone?" And I'd say, "Well, I don't want to be Jane Doe." Who's Jane Doe? So yes. but that's a good one because, if you're on a back street and you get hit by a car and they do a hit and run, you might not get fined for a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So you want to have ID on you so you're not a Jane or John Doe. Um, Night running, stick to lit areas, wear visibility gear. I mean, I try not to wear black when I'm running in the mornings. I try to wear brighter colors.
Yeah. I mean, I don't run in the dark generally, but I pretty much only wear dark
Yeah,
clothes.
I know. Yeah, yeah, it's a Melbourne thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, to be fair, I do have a couple of grey
yeah, and
t-shirts,
this
but
has got, you see, these are
yeah, reflective. Yeah.
reflective. Yeah. Um, Stay hydrated and fueled. Fatigue reduces alertness. That's why I have my coffee.
Mm.
Um, don't post your live location on social media. Although to be honest, like who's going to be? I put that in because it's true, but it's also I don't really think people are going to that much effort.
They tend not to be the people unless you've got a
Yeah,
stalker
yeah,
issue.
yeah. If you've got a stalker,
For most people, people aren't going to go out of the way and say, "Oh,
yeah,
look, they're on location there. I'm going to go and
yeah.
try and find them."
But also in saying that, don't always do the same route day after day after day. Mix it up.
That's a very good point. If
Yeah,
if if someone nefarious is hanging around and they notice
yeah.
you running
They know
every
your
day at that
routine.
same
Yeah.
time,
I
absolutely.
never do the same route two
Yeah,
days in a row. I
yeah,
always run different
mm,
and at different times because depending whether I'm working or not working.
yeah,
So I never do the same route 2 days in a row.
yeah.
Okay. So that's a really important one.
Neither do I, but I just hate running in the same
Yeah,
spot
well, that's
twice.
actually why I do it, not for safety. I was just pretending I was being safe, all
No,
right?
it's two two birds with one stone.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, no, I can't, I could not do the same route because
yeah,
also then I'd get pissed off of, getting slower. And that's how you end up racing
mm,
every run.
yeah. So I mean, safety doesn't necessarily mean paranoia. It's empowerment. So,
Mm.
you know, you can be aware of your surroundings without constantly looking over your
Yeah, that's
shoulder.
right. Yeah, just be aware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
be alert. Remember that?
That's be alert, not no.
What
What's
was it? Look, it was the train line crossing
yeah,
one. Be a alert. I
yeah,
forgot what alert was, but yeah,
yeah,
it was something. Maybe Sandra will remember. She'll
yeah,
let me know. Yeah, because
yeah,
preparation creates confidence and freedom to enjoy running. And we
yeah.
should be free to do what we want. Like, seriously,
Mm,
we should be, but sadly, we're not. But, you can only do so much. And at the end of the day, you have to rely on the decency of other human beings. And sadly, that's not always the way. But you cannot stop your life because of fear.
no,
And otherwise, you'll just end up sitting at home.
and they win.
Yes, they win then. And we can't let anybody else
They
win.
cannot win.
So, also share safety tips
Yeah,
with other people,
yeah,
and I see that in posts if something strange has happened, like in the Listerville Trail Runners or Daniel Trail, where they'll post, oh, this person's been seen or this has happened or
mm,
something like that.
yeah,
So just be mindful of other people, or if you've run past someone dodgy and then you see a woman running towards you and
yeah,
you should say to them, look, there's someone dodgy there, maybe just turn
yeah,
around,
yeah.
you
That's right.
know? Um, and if you're a man, from a woman's perspective, if I'm running along and you're a man who is completely harmless, which is great, I mean, I say good morning to everybody even in the dark, and I notice the men wait for me to say good morning.
Yeah,
They don't say anything. They don't look at me. They sort of keep their heads down and they don't look at me. And I'll say good morning to show them that I appreciate
yeah,
that, and they'll say
yeah,
good morning and look at me.
yeah,
So they're trying to show that they're not a threat, which is great. I appreciate that, but and I know I've heard other guys saying, oh, they like to say good morning, in a really sort of nice way or
yeah,
something. But the men I've noticed put their head down and don't look at me. But that could also come
yeah,
across as a bit dodgy too, I guess. But I can see that they're trying not to frighten me,
yeah. But
right?
also, as a man, if you're running along and there's a woman, on whether it's on the footpath, on the trail, just give them a bit more
This space,
space.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
don't
Crowd them.
crowd them. Don't run past and almost bump their shoulder.
Don't hip and shoulder them.
Yeah, just
Don't tackle
you
them.
know, just give them a bit of space
Yeah,
so that they don't feel
yeah,
threatened.
yeah.
Even no matter what your intention is, but hopefully not
Well, I'm
bad.
sure everyone
Um,
listening, their
yeah,
intentions are good,
yes. So
but
just
yeah,
yeah, just give them their
just
space.
be aware that although you don't have bad intentions, women sometimes unfortunately expect bad
Yeah,
intentions from men. And
yeah,
and once again, we're not trying to generalize, but that's kind of women are fearful,
Yeah.
and so just understand that and just, give them a bit more space.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not that we think all men are bad, and I definitely don't. Um, but just that women have to be aware and careful. And if you
Yeah.
can make that a little bit easier for her, then
Mm.
that's great.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so
It is.
just in general, running is a great sport, but we want to be safe out there on the
Yeah.
roads and trails.
Yeah. And, you know, we're not saying you need to wrap yourself up in cotton wool, but
No.
you just need to be aware of your surroundings. Maybe take a few precautions if the situation needs it. But, don't stop what you're doing just, you know,
Yeah.
to be safe,
Yes,
you
that's
know?
right. Yeah, don't stop the thing that you love. And can I tell you, like, I know some women won't run in the Dandenongs because they think it's unsafe. I run in the dark, in the daylight, on my own. I think it's really safe up
Yeah.
there, personally. But, each to their own. That is
Yeah.
their own. But pardon me, I personally feel that it's quite safe.
Yeah.
But,
Mhm.
and, share your running tips on socials as well. Like, share and tag us, but also just share in general. And if this episode has helped you, please share it with a running buddy. It
Yeah.
might help keep them safe too.
Yeah.
And, maybe give us a 5-star review and a little bit of a
That'd
comment.
be great.
We would love
We
that.
would.
Now, also, I wanted to tell people about a free workshop I've got coming up.
Free, you say?
Free,
Wow.
free being no cost
So
whatsoever.
it's not taxpayer funded.
No,
It's actually
it's
free.
not taxpayer funded. Fuck no.
Because as we always say, when the government gives out
Mm,
free stuff, it's not free, it's
no, it's
taxpayer
not.
funded.
And there's no late fee or anything like that. So go to my website. It's called Spot and Fix Your Training Blind Spots, because a lot of people aren't improving in their running because you know what it's like. You don't see what you don't know. And so come along to this workshop. It's live coaching, free live coaching, where you can ask me any questions at all. And I will go through where you could potentially be having blind spots on your own training, how to fix them, and how to create a plan, a 7-day plan that then you can take and move forward with. Okay. And so it's a really valuable workshop, 60 to 90 minutes. I'm not quite sure how long it'll take. Once I start waffling, it
Yeah.
could be, who knows? You know how well I can talk.
Yeah.
So, but a free workshop. It's Wednesday, the 10th of September at 7 p.m. You just got to go to the website and put in your details, your name, email address, your phone number, just so I can contact you,
Hmm.
because I want to, I send you all the Zoom details, but I want to be able to send it again to remind you. And so please come along to that. I would love to have as many people as possible. I really want to share the knowledge, share the coaching, and I want to help as many people as possible.
Sounds great.
Also, if you find this episode valuable, please go to my Insta, DM me. So go to Peak Endurance Coaching, not Isabel.r.
Yeah.
Go to Peak Endurance Coaching, DM me and comment safety. Say safety, and I will send you the link to the check the safety, all those
Yeah.
all those safety points.
Yeah.
Okay, I've created a little PDF with all the safety points, and if you want to have that, just DM me at Peak Endurance Coaching. It is on Insta, just on Insta, not on Facebook, and DM me safety, and that will come flying over to you through the magic of technology. All right, so first of all, go to the website peakendurancecoaching.com.au. You will see there that there's a page, Spot and Fix your training blind spots free workshop. Click on that, put your details in, and there's also a little bit about there, but right at the top is put your details in.
Hmm.
Register for the workshop, then go over to Insta at Peak Endurance Coaching and DM me safety, and I will send you the safety points that we just went through.
How easy is that? You
It's
don't you don't have to do the work. Yeah, you don't have to do the work. Isabel's done all the work.
the work and free. And you know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so free. You don't
Yeah.
have to pay. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Knowledge is key.
So maybe just share the pod,
Yeah.
do us a little favor. So
Yeah.
yes, enjoy those free resources. And thank you for joining us once again. Don't know what we're talking about next week.
No,
Maybe Sandra will come up with something
I'm
good
sure
again.
it'll be super interesting though.
I'm sure it will be. It always is.
It is, yeah.
And hopefully we'll be, what are
And
we doing tomorrow? What are we doing this
if
weekend?
you listen in next week, you'll find out all about our wonderful weekend we've got planned today. We're going to a real live castle.
Cryo
Right,
castle.
castle. It's real life. It's been there since the 70s,
Oh yeah.
1970s.
I loved it. As a kid, I loved cryo because we're going back.
Why are we going to Cryo
It's
Castle?
the Highland Spectacular.
Yay.
And we're going out for a Highland feast on Saturday night. And yes, we will be having
Haggis.
thank you. All I could think of was clootie dumplings because I'm looking forward to them too.
Oh, okay.
I love me a bit of haggis. And we're going to be having haggis, whiskey tastings, clootie dumplings, lots of meat. So vegans beware. I don't think there'll be many vegans at the meal.
No.
Um, and then the next day is the Highland Spectacular. That's just the Highland Feast.
Yeah.
Then we're going to the Highland Spectacular where there'll be Highland Games. I'm going to be wearing my Ross hunting kilt, sports kilt. Yes, I have bought a sports kilt that I
Yeah.
shall be running in. It's very so please show me how impressed you are when you see me in it running in it so that I
Yeah.
feel vindicated for having purchased it.
And when you see her, make sure you go, hey, isn't that the Ross hunting
Yeah,
kilt?
that's right, because fuck knows it doesn't, you wouldn't know. I'm like, is that what it looks like? So yeah, I'll be wearing my Ross hunting kilt,
Yeah.
mini kilt, by the way. I'm not
It's,
wearing the,
it's very mini.
yeah, it's very mini. Oh my God. So I did tell everyone I'm gonna be wearing my thick tights.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there'll be
And
Highland Games,
yeah.
jousting. I don't know why there's going to be jousting, but there's always
I think
jousting
that's
at
just
Crowell.
yeah,
That's
what
just
they
Crowell
have there.
Castle. They love a bit of jousting. I
Yeah.
remember that in the 70s. I used to fucking love the jousting.
Yeah.
And there will be Highland Games. What else?
Stands like with
Scottish dancing.
yeah,
Yeah, all different
clan information.
clan information.
Yeah.
So they'll look at me and go, "Oh, go to the Ross clan. Go to the
Yes.
Ross
Yes.
clan," because they'll all know.
Well, no, they'll be able to tell you by your kilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and we're going to go for a run in the Brisbane Ranges on
Yes,
the
on
way
the
there,
way in the
which
morning, tomorrow morning.
we've
So
never,
hopefully you will join me.
hopefully I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Which will be, yeah, neither of us have spent any time there, so
I
it'll
mean,
be
I
a bit of
have,
a,
but as a kid, like
yeah,
probably
yeah.
bushwalking.
So it'll be
Mm.
quite interesting.
It's going to all be
Yeah,
a bit of fun, something
yeah,
different, a bit of a different weekend.
that's right.
And we are planning on running on the Sunday, just an easy 10K, but that depends
That
how
depends
much of the
on
whiskey we
yeah how
taste.
the whiskey goes the night before.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
You know. But yeah, bit of
yeah,
fun, doing something different.
that's right.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks for joining us
Yes,
on this
and I hope you feel
great motor.
safer out there.
Yeah, please let us know. Like seriously, when we laugh when we say leave a comment, but we actually mean it, like
Yeah.
and leave a review and that
Hmm.
sort of stuff because it means a lot to us. And also we want to know whether or not you're actually getting value out of
Hmm.
this or do we need to change things?
Yeah.
Pardon me.
By not eating lunch directly before we do the
Oh,
podcast.
geez, it was a bit oniony. It was a salad with a bit onion. Anyway, got to go
Yeah.
because oh my God, I've got a massage in 15 minutes. So got to go, got to
Gotta go.
go. This was
Okay.
a long one.
Yes,
All right, but safety deserves a long time.
it does.
All righty. So thanks for joining us, and we appreciate your listening ears, but please, we'd also appreciate a review.
Yeah. Okay. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.